All right. Check 1, 2. Now can you hear me? Now can you hear me with the sound? Can you hear me with the sound? Let me know in the chat. I think it is important to know if you can hear me with the chat. Let's make sure. If you can hear me now, I'm seeing sound on my side on my mic. I want to know if you can hear me. I hear a yes. I still see people saying no sound. I hear people saying yes, yes, yes. So that means to me that you can hear me. So, I've had issues in the past with audio, so I wanted to make sure that's working. Okay, so I am not wearing my pits because I cannot see anything. I just, I can't see anything with them on because I wear prescription glasses. These are not prescription, and these do a really good job of blocking out the light. So, with that being said, here's the deal. What am I doing this for? I am my JPEG, and my JPEG is me. Can you see it right there? Honestly, I didn't even. So this is a frame. It's called the. It's made by Netgear, and it's called the Mural Canvas 2. I think there's a link in the description to it of this video, and it's automated, like it goes through a cycle of a playlist, and it automatically just came up on this JPEG, which is so perfect. The timing of that was absolutely perfect. And it's also got gestures, so you can like swipe in front of it, which was really cool. So what are we doing here? Here we are. That price was low. The supply was actually paid. Less than half was actually paid for, and here we are. So, nonetheless, I attempted to mint 2 of them. I entered the fair launch protocol and placed my bids in 2 separate wallets. I won none of them. My friends also entered it, and they won none of them. But I held 3 apes already, so I am good to go. I actually had I have 3 tokens in my wallet. Hang on. We're going to do this. Put that. Okay, so now I just realized that this mic wasn't hot on this scene. So nonetheless, I was basically saying that a lot of projects wanted to FUD this launch and say that it was going to be a cash grab and that it was a 20K supply and all this stuff. More than half of the supply was airdropped to existing holders. 10,000 for Degen apes, 700 and something for exiled apes. They were airdropped it, and then the price was 0.1. Nonetheless, so in my case, I already held 3 apes, so I got 3, and I attempted to do the fair launch, got none through fair launch. So here we are. Now I've got punch ticket on the screen, and that is exactly what I want to do. I need to get my my ledger here. Let me go ahead and get signed in so I can actually activate this transaction. If you're not using a ledger, a cold wallet, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Get it. Like, you need to protect yourself. Got to protect yourself. Oh, I got to sign in. Hang on. Let me get signed in to Phantom here. And then I'll take a look at the comments. We'll see what's going on today in the comment section. Here we go. We're going to bring us back and go. Let's just go full screen, right? Approve. It's going to tell me on the ledger. You got to sign this transaction. Approved. Boom. There we go. Ticket's punched. Something went wrong. Oh, what do you know? Okay, let's try and punch the ticket again. Approve. Approve on the ledger. Something went wrong again. All right, so maybe this isn't ready to work yet. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I definitely have tokens in my wallet. This is definitely the right wallet. Let's see. Okay. So, no idea what's going on here. Did anybody else experience this issue? Let me hit my chat. Let me see if anybody else knows what's going on. What's going on? What do I do here? Help! Help me, chat. Help me reveal this. Help me reveal my trash pandas because I've got 3 tokens. Isn't that what Punch Ticket does? Isn't that where you actually mint your trash pandas? Or are we waiting for something? Did I miss a memo somewhere? Let's see. I know they're in here. I know they're in here. Look at all these. There's my cyber gangs. Look at all those cyber gangs. There's my monkeys, monkettes. There it is, right there. See it? I've got it. 3 of them. So what am I supposed to do? Help me. Oh, the mint is next week. You can't mint yet. So I'm revealing nothing? Okay. All right. There's nothing to reveal. I went live for no reason whatsoever. At all. What? All right, so yeah. Okay. So that's not it. Dressed up for no reason? That's the most Degen thing ever, right? Because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so I guess I'll mint next week. Yeah. How y'all doing? All right, so you can't help but laugh, right? So, anyways, market looks healthy. Let's talk about that for a second. I think it's good that we talk about this. Let's turn this into something after all. I think the market looks healthy. If nothing else, the main blue chips established a clear bottom and are starting back up the upward trend. I think that the Degen apes established a clear bottom with a SOL price of 400. I think S&B established a clear bottom with a price of around 175. And the main reason I think that is because as soon as something got, posted or listed for below that, it got gobbled up really quickly. We also saw similar price action from other things like geckos. It hit right around 10. As soon as things were posted in the 8s or 9s, they got gobbled up. And now we saw the geckos started to go on a huge run yesterday. And all of the neons started selling. This is what happens when there's dips. Big capital comes in next and tries to buy the biggest ticket items that they can. They want to try and buy the biggest rarities that are priced low. This is why you see monkeys right now, the Solana furs, the zombies, the skeletons. They're all soaring right now. Interestingly enough, I haven't seen big sales from the Degens. They are good sales, healthy sales in the 50s, 60s, 70s. A few like 100s, but I haven't seen like the 1500 sales taking place yet. But a lot of the floors are getting gobbled up, which is, I think, good. The things to watch are going to be number of unique owners to make sure that price, that the supply itself is getting distributed. And the geckos is going to be a very similar thing, I think. If you look at what happened with the geckos, they incentivized people, one person, to hold multiple geckos. As soon as that snapshot was done, they all dumped their extras. Now what I want to watch is to see if they start to thin out that distribution. I want to see the number of unique holders growing, and I believe they are. So the same thing with Thugbirds. I think we're seeing a lot of distribution in the Thugbirds right now. Supply has always been constrained with Thugbirds since their supply was limited to 33. So when we look at our blue chips, I think the floors were all clearly established. Some of them had a higher concentration of ownership, and a few people owned more than typical blue chips do. I think that applies to apes and geckos in particular. So that's why their retraction was more pronounced. And now what I'm looking for is to see individuals trying to get into those particular groups. Now they're priced low and they can start to take off again. Also, we see a lot of spillover from Ethereum because Bored Apes are obviously surging right now with a humongous amount of celebrities buying into it. We saw Jimmy Fallon, of course. We saw Post Malone yesterday. bought into Bored Apes. And what I want to see is I want to see Ethereum buyers and whales move over into Solana, and I don't want to see them just moving into Solana monkeys. That's nothing against Solana monkeys. I just think it's best when we have multiple blue chips and these people buy into multiple projects, and we get the distribution of wealth spread out across multiple projects. I think that's going to be best for the Solana ecosystem. Remember, the Solana ecosystem is still very, very early. We're still basically in our second or third month of existence, and right now we just need everybody to win. It is awesome when the monkeys win, because that is what produces headlines. That's what attracts people into the Solana ecosystem, but we don't want them to just come here for the Solana monkeys and stay for the Solana monkeys. We want them to be like, hey, thanks for giving us money in the Solana ecosystem and spending $1 million on a Solana monkey. Have you checked out the Degen apes that you could buy for 10, 15, 20,000, or the geckos that you could buy for like 4,000, or meerkats, or Thugbirds, or Rory, or any other project that they want to get into that we know is a high quality project. We need to stop with the derivative trash cash grabs. We need to support our actual community members who are looking to grow the Solana ecosystem and participate in the Solana ecosystem. I think that's going to be really, really important to do. So, how crazy was it that it was... I'm going to look at the questions for a second. How crazy was it that it was a 0.1 median? I mean, we memed it into existence, right? Monolith actually got into Discord and gave us a tip of the cap and said, like, kudos to you guys for making this really happen. I love it. I think it disproves a lot of FUD that needed to be disproved. The fair launch protocol is exactly that. It is fair. And this is the proof of that. That people can come together as a group and say, like, we want it to be cheap. We want the barrier to entry for getting a raccoon, for getting a trash panda to be low so that we can grow our community. I want to stress this too. Like, the Degen Ape Academy has never been a short-term play. The entire point of the Degen Apes has never been to mint it and to buy it and then to sell it for a lot of money in a few weeks. It's just not. This is a long-term project, and that's what builders are. Builders build, and it takes time to build. I said it this weekend, they are planting seeds that they will not get to reap the benefits of. They will sow these seeds, and it will be seasons until it actually blossoms and grows. It's just like early days Amazon, when Amazon was building something special that took years upon years upon years to turn it into something that it is today. A, internationally recognized brand that makes trillions of dollars. I'm not saying Degen Apes are going to take years, and I'm not saying Degen Apes are going to, make trillions, but the point is just that it's not something that they just threw it out there and hoped the community liked it and they could all make money off of it in a few weeks. It's just not the point of building projects. They're building more, and it takes more time. So, let's see what else. We got Newt Newt. I give you a huge Newt Newt to y'all. I am super excited for Club DAO. Great question for the meerkats. Let's see more questions here. What do we got? I just realized I've been talking to the wrong camera. God, I'm so degen. I've been talking to the wrong camera the entire time. I've been talking to this camera, but you've been seeing that camera. Luckily, it's the same mic, so hopefully I sounded good. All right, what else? So now I've got these 3 tokens. Punch Ticket doesn't work for me. I go to Punch Ticket, and it just says an error occurred. So, I guess there's that. What else is going on? Yeah, I think it's great that it's 20K supply. Like I was saying, this is a long-term project. The fact that it's 20K supply at 0.1 SOL means we can get a vast array of people in. I also believe that the floor will be lower because of it when this launches, so more people who want to enter the Degeniverse have an easier way to access and get in. Not financial advice. Do your own research on everything that I say. Not a financial advisor. I'm just an average. Look at me. Do I look like a financial advisor? No. If you take my advice as financial advice, then you deserve whatever comes your way. Red Panda Squad. I think they're an awesome project. They continue to build. The market has been harsh to them. They don't deserve it. They deserve better than they're getting. I hope the market comes to their senses and gives them the credit that is due. They have a lot of cool things going on. I encourage you to jump in their Discord, look at the announcements, and do your own damn research on the Red Panda Squad because, I think, like a lot of stuff, high-quality projects are often misvalued, especially in this market. We saw... How many high-quality projects did we see struggle to mint in the month of November? I mean, it took Cybergang almost 2 weeks to mint. And of course, their supply is limited. The community is thriving right now, as they should be. And I think that project is going to do really, really well over time. But that's just what we got. I'm not acting out my Jungle Cat. I'm acting out my Degen Ape. Exhibited right there on the screen. Of course, you're not... Look, I did it again. That Degen Ape. Oh my god, I'm a mess. Going back to the... I don't own any Genesis Go. I think that would be really cool if I did, but I don't. The price is pretty high right now, and I don't want to ape into it because I've got FOMO. Solana price targets. You know what? I was talking about that this weekend. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research. Solana right now is roughly 1/8 the market cap of Ethereum, and I don't even know, 1/15th or something, 1/20th of Bitcoin. If you believe that Solana is competitive to Ethereum, and you believe that this is the most important thing, is that, Raj and Anatoly can deploy a blockchain, but if nobody builds applications on it, then that's all it'll ever be. It'll just be a blockchain that just kind of sits there. So I think they're doing a phenomenal job of bringing in builders, because that's really what it takes. Somebody has to build an application that runs on the blockchain, and then the masses say, oh, I want to use that application. I want to use that app. I want to go shopping. I want to use that streaming service. I want to learn how to acquire this skill. And it just so happens that app lives on the Solana blockchain. Therefore, I need to acquire the SOL token to use it. This is exactly what happened with Ethereum, right? We all want to buy NFTs or use DeFi, and it just happens to use Ethereum right now. And therefore, the price of Ethereum ran up to, $5,000. So if you think Solana, being that it's in its infancy right now, in some time, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, will be competitive to the point to where app builders are like, oh, I want my users to use my app, and I want them to have instantaneous and near-free transactions, so I'm going to build it on Solana instead. If you believe that's the case, well, guess what? I think Solana will be competitive with Ethereum. It might take 4 or 5 years, to get to that point, to get to a $500 million market cap, or a $500 billion market cap, or a $1 trillion market cap, like Bitcoin is. But if you're a long-term holder, if you're not in it for this, how many people do I see that are just in it, to NFTs to make a quick flip and make millions of dollars in a few months because they saw this headline? All you do when you talk like that is just show how inexperienced and unsophisticated and sophomoric you are. Be realistic that these things, all these things, NFTs, blockchains, all of these whales became whales. Yeah, sure, there's 3 guys out there who bought a bunch of Solana fur monkeys at, they're in their mid-20s, and they hit gold. They struck gold. But that doesn't happen for 99.99% of the people. Or they minted ultra rare apes or whatever. It doesn't happen. So even those people need to check their egos at the door. They're not good investors. They just got really lucky. The rest of us have to become a whale, we have to buy something that we really believe in and hold the hell out of it for a really long time. Ethereum whales today are Ethereum whales because they bought Ethereum 4 years ago and sat on their goddamn hands. That's what happened. And if you believe Solana is going to be competitive with Ethereum and Bitcoin, then you might be buying a $2,000 coin right now for $250. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research. I'm a guy literally dressed up in a leopard bodysuit that I can't unzip to go piss, and a Viking helmet. So, yeah, do your own research. Let's see some other questions that we have here. Yeah, every high quality project struggled. They really did. Do I need to scroll down? Can I scroll down? Oh, we got some more comments coming. I like Dot. I do hold a bunch of Dot. That's a good talk about for Dot. Dot is designed to be the ultimate go-between between cryptos. NFTs are starting to show up on the Dot chain. Do you think this could become a centralized chain for NFTs? Nope. I don't. Dot is a utility chain if I've ever seen one. It is a layer 0 chain. I think it's a fascinating concept with the auctions where only the best layer 1 blockchains can be voted on once a month to be built on top of Dot. And then Dot is used to translate between those blockchains. I think that's a fascinating idea. I think one of those chains would have to be built for NFTs. I mean, we see like NFTs exist on Cardano, they exist on Polygon, they exist on every smart chain, every blockchain that has smart contracts. But they're only popular on Ethereum and Solana. I think there's like one NFT project on Cardano that's seen some success. I think it's in the top 20. But NFTs really only exist on Solana and Ethereum right now. The other blockchains are making their mark with DeFi. And DeFi, that is the reason I got into Solana in the first place. I was big into DeFi for a long time with Polygon in particular, but I also dabbled in BSC and Phantom. But Polygon was my favorite for DeFi until I experienced Solana, and then I'm like, I am done with all layer 2 solutions. I'm done with sidechains, and I'm especially done with BSC and all of their shit farms. I am moving over to Solana because they are the most well-built ecosystem without trash. They don't have trash farms all over Solana. They have real DeFi with reputable oh my god, I'm doing it again. With reputable projects. This is the worst live stream of all time. With reputable projects, and so I got into Solana for that exact reason. And that's why I like Solana and got into it. And after a couple months of doing Solana DeFi, that's when the monkeys minted, and that's when I jumped into the monkeys. I was doing Ethereum NFTs, Solana DeFi. That was how I was doing things, and then the more I used Solana, the more I was like, this is just the best. So I'm going to go into that ecosystem, and that's how I did it. So, yeah. This is so funny. Okay, so yeah, if this doesn't encapsulate the Degen culture and the lifestyle, then nothing does. And this is why I like the Degen Ape Academy more than any other NFT project on Solana, is because, you know, look at this. This is what we're doing over there. Like, this is, they have so many creative people doing funny stuff all the time, screwing up, like, not on purpose. Live streams are really hard, by the way. Yeah. So, have you ever thought about doing a hidden gems NFT video or overlooked Solana NFTs? Well, right now they're all overlooked, if you ask me. With the exception of Solana Monkeys, because clearly they're not overlooked. They're number 4 overall in the total market cap. But until our floors are 100K on all of our blue chips, they're all overlooked. Projects that are up and coming that I love Soul Gods. I love D-Gods or D-Gods or whatever you want to call them. I think they're phenomenal. Red Panda Squad is super undervalued. Meerkat Millionaires, super undervalued. Geckos right now, super undervalued. If you're just joining this live stream, nothing that I say is financial advice. I'm a guy dressed up in a leopard outfit. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you about that. There's nothing that's really hidden in Solana NFTs if you actually are involved in Twitter and Discord channels and things like that. Everybody's very vocal about what they like and why they like it. So even Thugbirds, I think, are really cheap right now, even though I understand they're, you know, it's expensive overall for the average investor. So until I see Degen Apes with an 100K floor or Geckos with a 100K floor, I'm going to tell you right now, they're extremely undervalued. And because I know what those projects are all about. I know that they are built by builders and they are run by avid community members with creativity and the best interest of the project in mind. Some people are more outspoken than others. It's not always a good thing. Usually behind the scenes, we're keeping those people in check and telling them they need to pipe the hell down. But for the most part, all of these people who really believe in their project, they're really good people. You saw me have a little disagreement with Chad Rex yesterday, right? On Twitter. Chad is a good person, I believe, at the end of the day, who wants what's best for the projects that he believes in. We just have different convictions. And, just because, he may be fudding my apes, I still love him. I still respect his opinion. I think he's wrong. I think the apes are going to be the best project on Solana in a few months' time. I called it in my pinned tweet that I think 1 year from now, the apes are going to be the top project and geckos are going to be the number 2 project because Solana, not just because they build, but because Solana builds. And as more people get introduced into the ecosystem, as normies come in from the outside and learn about Solana and learn about NFTs, just like I did. I didn't come to Solana for the NFTs. I came for the DeFi. They're going to learn over time. It took me months to come to this conclusion, but they're going to learn to appreciate different styles of artwork in different communities' vibe. And I think the ones that are building the right kind of community and the right kinds of utilities, those are going to be the projects that win the race. Not that it's a competition. When one project does well, that attracts capital from the outside, no matter what. The monkeys right now are selling hundreds of thousands of dollars in NFTs per sale, millions of dollars in some of these sales. You got to believe that turns heads and goes, oh, hey, Solana, I'm going to go check out Solana. I'm going to go buy a monkey before I'm too late. And then what do? They get involved in the community. They get involved in the ecosystem. And they see there's some people who are really rabid about their NFTs and their community, and they want to be a part of that too. And that's what's going to be the apes and the geckos in the long run. Helium mining. You know what? Right behind this camera right now, I set up my Helium miner. It is sitting in the window. Helium is trading at $54 a coin right now. And it's sitting in the window. There are no other Helium miners anywhere near around me. So I am earning nothing. I bought this miner from Bobcat in May. It came in last week in November, so it took me 6 months to get it. And I have earned about $5 in the last 3 days. So I guess if I had a better antenna or if I were surrounded by more miners, I would make more money. Maybe I should have done my own research instead of just aping into a miner. It was only $500, so whatever. But it's going to take me a year to make it back, I guess. I don't know. But nonetheless, I can say I've got a Helium miner. It burns like no electricity, so I don't care. It's very easy to set up. Just use the app. The one thing it doesn't tell you is you have to hold the Bluetooth button to actually make it go into pairing mode. So I had to go find a paper clip to push the button, and then I could pair it to my phone, and then I could set it up. But it took once I got it done, it was once I figured that out, it took like 3 minutes total to set this thing up. I mounted it on the wall. So I would say it looks nice and clean, but it doesn't. But Helium miners are cool. Jungle Cat's worth the buy. Probably. I don't know. I haven't looked at their prices in a long time because I bought my Jungle Cats, and now I'm not I'm not going to follow the price action every single day because I'm not going to look to sell my Jungle Cats anytime soon. That's a really long-term play with the metaverse integrations and everything. I think their artwork is maybe the best 3D artwork out of all the 3D artwork on Solana. You could argue Degen Apes are better artwork because it encompasses the culture, which I think is the entire point. That's why Monolith is such a genius, is not only is the artwork high quality, and it takes a lot of effort to do 3D artwork, but when you look at these Degen Apes, when you look at the Trash Pandas, you got to remember that they're visualizing a culture. It's more than just funny artwork. It's actually that's what it means to be Degen. So I think that's really, really, kind of the same thing with Rogue Sharks. Rogue Sharks got no love, and I remember Degen Apes minted, And like within a week, Rogue Sharks previewed their artwork and everybody was like, fuck, I got to mint that. I want it so bad. And then it took Rogue Sharks like 2 months to wait for the fair launch protocol to be developed. And by then, kind of all the hype was gone. They minted well. They sold out super quick. It was an amazing mint. The floor was very, very healthy until the floor was not very healthy. But I mean, I think Jungle Cats and Rogue Sharks, whatever their prices are right now, I know they're deflated. They probably deserve to be higher than they are. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research. Figure out where they're going for the long run, because all of these projects have to be long run plays. Thoughts on DTP selling for 3.5 Sol decks right now? My thoughts are I need to go buy some. I mean, maybe they'll be cheaper, when the secondary launches. I don't know. But where do you stake Solana? I have a video called You Need to Learn DeFi right now. If you want to stake Solana in DeFi, that video teaches you how and why. I don't stake on validators, even though I know it's better for the blockchain, because I prefer liquidity. When you stake, it takes 3 days of locking your SOL up to warm up. Then you start earning rewards after those 3 days. And then when you unstake, it takes 3 days to cool down. So you don't get your funds back for 3 days. I don't like that. So that's my own personal thought there. I prefer DeFi because I can earn and yield, and it remains liquid. The catch, though, is it costs money to use DeFi. It'll either cost you as a portion of your profit will be taken, or when you go to withdraw, there will be a fee associated with that. So you need to be very careful that when you do DeFi, yes, you are liquid, but you could actually lose money when you go to withdraw if you withdraw too soon. Cammy, not a fan. That's just my personal take, my personal preference. If I'm going for anime-style artwork, obviously I'm going to go for Cybergang, because I know Cybergang's roadmap is very... First of all, the community is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. After that 2-week slow mint, only the people who wanted a Cybergang bought a Cybergang. And that's why I'm hyper bullish on them, because the community is so strong. But second of all, they actually have an in-depth roadmap where they are constantly developing. The main guy, Zooks, quit his full-time job to do this full-time. He's super committed to the Cybergang. I know where their roadmap is going because I was on the team and talked a lot about how they're going to develop this over time. The lore prompts are something fascinating that I love. The actual lore that goes into the story is fascinating, and I think the artwork is better. That's just my opinion. Digital frame. Check the description. There should be a link to something in there called the Mural Canvas 2. It's made by Netgear. Bought it on Amazon. They are not cheap. What have I just walked in on? An ape. Doing ape stuff. Has anyone come close to giving you $250,000 for a promo yet? Nope. All of them are like $250,000. And I'm like, yeah, if you actually read the description, if you knew me at all, if you followed me at all, if you watch any of my YouTube videos, or if you read the description to the Twitter profile that you clicked on in order to DM me, you would have seen that I don't do paid promos. So, but I'll sell my soul for $250,000. Jungle Cat Info, new follower on Twitter. Hey, thanks for following me. Uncanny Zach Galifianakis resemblance. I've actually gotten that before. So I think I appreciate that. I was a one-man wolf pack, and then there were more in the pack, and now we are a wolf pack. So, crypto Cubs have blue chip potential. No, I don't know much about them, so I'm not going to say. I'm sorry, I said no. I meant to say no. I don't know much about them. I've heard good things about them, but I'm not involved in their community. I haven't done research. It's one of those things like the artwork didn't catch my attention immediately, so I kind of just bailed on it. Maybe I should have done more research. Maybe you should do more research instead of just, if your gut tells you they're going to be blue chip, follow. Best NFT-based purchase you have made so far. I think that answers your question. If you're asking me what's the one that I've made the most money on, I minted Mutant Ape Yacht Club. So, excuse me. So, I mean, obviously that was going to be, a slam dunk, and I sold them for significantly more than they cost right now. So that was honestly where I got the majority of my investing capital from that. And then of course, Degen apes are my favorite. I made, I'm sitting on a very valuable SMB right now. Was super lucky to acquire that in the very early days. So now it's, it's a gold mine that I'm just sitting on. I'm not going to sell it for anything less than extraordinarily life-changing money. It's going to be 7 digits, and I don't care if I have to wait years to get to that point. According to MoonRank, he's ranked 110, so I feel like it won't have to be waiting that long. But nonetheless, it doesn't have that key attribute like alien or zombie or skeleton or Solana fur. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But my favorite NFT that I have right now is my Degen Ape Academy, just because I vibe with that community better than any other community in NFTs. Their Discord is phenomenal. Their DAO is real people. Being honest, I think that's one of my favorite things about the Degen Apes in general, is they're blunt and they're honest. But at the end of the day, 99% of them are legitimately good people who want to see this project succeed, who want to see each other succeed. It's very communal in that sense. One of the things about Mint Squad is we either get rich or we get wrecked together, and I think that's really cool. So I get along better with the Degen Apes more than any other community I've been a part of. So that is, in my opinion, for maybe emotional reasons, I think the best NFT that I own right now is my Leopard Ape. So, what projects am I eyeing? Upcoming projects. Kaizen Core. Really like them. I'm going to be affiliated with them in some capacity. I think it's going to be very small, like just a very small advisory capacity where they can bounce questions and ideas off of me. And Bounty Hunter Space Guild, not affiliated with them, but absolutely in love with them. Botborgs. Very interesting. If you've been keeping up with them, they've been dripping these previews of this like 3D first-person shooter game, first-person shooter. They haven't even launched yet, and they have built a game. They've built it, and they are demoing it on their Twitter account, Botborgs. Go follow them. How rare is it this day and age when a project promises a game and already has something to show for it before the NFT even drops? Big fan of that. So, let me see some more questions. Would be great to check you out as a project called Gruesome Goblins. I've heard about the Gruesome Goblins. Haven't done any research on them yet. So I will be checking it out. Do you feel like Trash Pandas minting for 0.1 Sol undervalues the project? No. I think it sets the floor at the lowest possible price so that the maximum number of people can join the Degeniverse. And when you're already at rock bottom, you can only go up. If Monolith and team wanted more money, they could have asked for more money. But they did this using the fair launch protocol. The key word there is fair. Now, yeah, the community manipulated this. They absolutely did. They used the tools that were given to them in what is truly fair. There was nothing stopping them from doing this, but they did. And they manipulated it in such a way that the price is at the rock bottom. I also want to stress this, that only 9,700 of them will actually be minted because, well, I say that, will only be paid for because 10,000 of them were airdropped to delisted Degen Ape holders, and another 700 something were airdropped to exiled apes as kind of a peace offering for the exiled apes. So the Degen Ape Academy, the Degeniverse, sure, 900 something Sol is a lot of money, sure, but not to name names, but they could have done a 10K mint at 3 Sol, which in today's money would have been about $6 million, but they didn't. They used fair launch protocol, and instead of making 3,000 Sol, they made 900. So I think it's totally fair. And beyond that, this fee, the 0.2 fee, is going to charity. You can't say the Degen Apes are not charitable. All these custom 101s that they made, if any of those people, if those influencers sell those custom 101s, it goes to charity. And I think that is, like, that's not small money that they're putting up there. That's big money that they're donating to charity. And legitimately, like, the Degen Ape Academy has had a very charitable stance from the get-go. And I think that's important. This is not a small amount of money that these people are making. They They know this, they're aware of this, and they're giving back to the communities that matter to them, which I think is really, really cool. So, and you know, the softer side of Degen Ape Academy. You know, I think that's really, really cool. I'm rubbing my belly right now. You know, I don't think this undervalues the project at all. I think it actually sets the floor, the ground floor at the base level, so the project can grow up, and it maximizes the amount of people who can enter the project, because even I believe that even from secondary, the entry-level prices at first are going to be very accessible. So, I missed your question about meerkats. You're looking to buy, but this is one I'm sorry, but I missed your question. I'm not going to scroll up to find it. So if you want to ask it again, go for it. What do you think about Bone World? So the Degen Ape Academy recently did a Spaces. They're doing Twitter Spaces where they highlight other projects because it's good for the ecosystem to do that. And they interviewed the actual creator, the artist behind Bone World, and I was really fascinated. I am very carefully looking at that project, looking for an entry. I want to get a good one with some interesting aesthetics, but they are kind of pricey, the better aesthetics you get. So I have my eye on that one. I think they're Bone World and Grim Syndicate are two projects that I am very closely watching right now because I think they have a lot of potential. Boryoku Dragons. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to name names, but I was in the Monkey DAO. They were talking about Boryoku Dragons right after they minted. And there was somebody in there who was very proud of the fact that they botted the mint and acquired like 60-something dragons, and that immediately turns me off when a community was in early on something and botted it to acquire a number of them. So, you know, that is not saying the Monkey DAO manipulated it. That is not the case. It's just a community member where I was getting some alpha because I like to go to the Monkey DAO. I'm in the Monkey DAO. I like to, you know, peruse there and get some alpha on it. For that particular project, one particular member was talking about that, and that really turned me off to that project. I think the artwork is sick. I think they have some interesting mechanics that look a lot like what Cyberkongs are doing, where there's a token that is used for a breeding mechanism. Obviously, their floor price is like 80 at this point, so they've done really well for the people who got in on it. I'm not FOMOing. When I look at the Boryoku Dragons and I look at a price tag that's like closing in on $25,000 or whatever, I'm like, okay, well, is this a legitimate like project that I think is going to be a long-term hold, or am I just FOMOing, you know, a Honda Civic at this project? And that would just be pure FOMO play for me. So I'm not going to do that. You know, I've got my own risks that I have to take care of with my kids and my family. So that's my thought there. Let's see some more questions. You should check out Fat Cat Mafia, Kingdom of Dwarves. Don't know what those are, but maybe I'll check them out. What got you into NFTs originally? The Vogue on Ethereum. So the Vogue minted June-ish. So Bored Apes minted in April. I missed that. I knew NFTs existed in April. But in April, I was more consumed with DeFi at the time, and I didn't want to take DeFi capital away to go check out April-based NFTs. I would be much wealthier if I had, because most DeFi, especially on other chains like Polygon or whatever, most DeFi is just cash grab trash too. It's just a different style of cash grab. But the Vogue minted, and I was like, those motherfuckers are cool. They look like Chappies with like the movie Chappie with this like cool like slacker style. The ones that I have are double fisting beers. I think it's really funny. So that is, you know, an interesting thing. That's how I got into NFTs. It was in Ethereum, and then I got into Animetas. Then I got a Doge Pound. Then I got into Top Dog Beach Club. Then I minted Mutant Apes. I think that was in early August, I think, or mid-August. I went to mint Oni Force. Gas was $1,500 for that transaction, and I got none. I still picked up an Oni Force on secondary for 0.4 Sol and flipped it for 7. 0.4 Ethereum and flipped it for 7, so that worked out well. Are Trash Pandas the Mutant Ape Yacht Club of Solana? Well, if you're just looking on paper, you would think so. The 10K versus 20K, the potentially limited benefits. I think Degen Apes are significantly earlier in their cycle than Mutant Apes when Mutant Apes minted. Mutant Apes, they would have been roughly 5 months old. The Ape Club, the Yacht Club, would have been roughly 5 months old around the time that the mutants minted. Obviously, Trash Pandas are only, we're in the second month of the Degeniverse, so we're much earlier in the cycle, but I think the roadmap leads to the same place. The end goal is the same. And what the Yacht Club sought to accomplish with the Mutant Ape Mint is the same for what Degen Trash Pandas are seeking to accomplish. So there's that. That's a great question. Is the Knox for Knoxville? Nope, but I have a tremendous amount of family in Tennessee. A lot of them went to UTK. I live in Louisiana, and I went to LSU. So, nope. Thoughts on Jungle Cats? I already answered that. So when this video is over, you can go back and watch this. But I really like Jungle Cats. So yeah, that's it. I think since there was no minting to be done today, which was hilarious, I legitimately thought we were going to reveal our trash pandas and raccoons today. I think that's it. I think that's where I'm just going to wrap up this live stream. I'm going to figure out how to get out of this bodysuit so that I can take a piss, because there's no flap. And that's where I'm going to call it. Do y'all like my my Pokeball? That's an NFT from a guy named Master Epic, spelled E-P-I-K. If you want to go check it out. I think he's mostly on Tezos, but there we go. All right, so that's where I'm going to wrap it up. I thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. End live stream.